Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Another new camera. Hopefully this thing works this time. And we got a pretty special beer tonight. This is Southern Tier's Chautauqua Brew Golden Ale. Brewed from select stock and warranted strictly pure. The label makes it kind of look like Yingling or Budweiser or something with the eagle and the old-timey kind of look there. This is like they only do this beer in Chautauqua County, like way out west, in the Buffalo area. That's the only place you can get it. And I got this from Brian at UAlbany, who he was visiting there and picked up a 6-pack, I guess, and we traded. So thanks, Ryan, for this beer. I'm going to be using my Southern Tier pint glass. Well, it says golden ale. I would say that's golden, all right. It looks like a lager, maybe slightly darker, just yellow gold color, lots of carbonation, not much of a head on there, about a pinky. It's white, soapy, looks like it's gonna fizzle away. It kind of smells like a lager, actually. It has like that just kind of generic kind of BMC kind of smell to it. Or like some kind of Pilsner, something like that. Like I'm not getting corn or rice in here. No skunk or anything either. So yeah, it's like an American blonde ale. They all tend to smell pretty much the same. And since it's Southern Tier and they can take any style and kind of recreate it, let's see if they did something awesome with the generic golden ale style. Well, I wouldn't say that they did anything awesome with it. It tastes pretty much the same as tons and tons of other generic blonde ales that I've had on this show and in real life. Can't even begin to list them all. Yeah, so it's as much as it smells like a lager, it doesn't really taste like a lager per se. Like you kind of get the same overall kind of characteristics, kind of just like a general grain kind of taste to it. A little bit of hop bitterness in there. I did notice like a slight fruitiness on the finish, which was nice. It's not really crisp in the mouth. All the carbonation has pretty much fizzled away by this point. It's kind of like drinking take like any kind of lager and take away the crisp body and take away like the harsh grain edge to it. That's what you got here. It's kind of like it's definitely like soft in the mouth. It's refreshing. I was actually pretty thirsty before I started shooting this review, and every time I take a swig, it's very thirst quenching. As far as flavor, there's not a whole lot here. This is their, they're making a deliberately blue collar type beer. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it. Just very. It's very. This is the first time I've ever described a Southern Tier beer as being even remotely generic, and that's the case with the Chautauqua Brew. I don't even feel the need to take a break. I guess I still have another bottle in the fridge, so we'll finish this one off. Maybe I'll crack open the other one, and we'll come back to my final thoughts. Okay, I'm back finishing up the Chautauqua Brew. Just looked it up, how to pronounce it. It's actually a real word. It means like an outdoor summer festival relating to education or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, final thoughts and grades for this beer. This is definitely the lowest I've ever rated a Southern Tier beer. And I actually was going to give it a few brownie points because Southern Tier, I was going to bump it up just a smidge. But to be honest, if I was drinking this blind and didn't know who it was, I would give it the same grade I'm going to give it, which is a 5, which is right there in the middle, not thumbs up or a thumbs down, right there in the middle. Average beer. It's, like I said, along the lines of like a Schlitz or a Ginny Cream Ale with a little more, actually it's not that it's so much more better as it is a lack of flaws. You know, I was drinking this, and it does kind of drink like a lager overall. It has a smoother, more tepid edge, so it's not like all fizzy in your mouth. You know, it goes down very, very smooth. As far as taste, like, there's really not a whole lot there. Like, if I really pay attention, I get like a little bit of honey, a little bit of like iced tea kind of flavor, and a little bit of like almost like a British apple kind of thing you tend to get in bitters and ESBs and things like that. But again, all very mild. Like, if you really pay attention, you can find it and enjoy it, but it's so subtle. Like, if they could take all that and like crank the energy way up, they'd have a great beer here. That being said, I wish this was available here in Albany instead of just way out in Buffalo area. An outstanding beer to bring to a barbecue or a picnic, chill out on a hot sunny day. It's very refreshing. It's only 4.7% ABV, so it's highly sessionable. I could kill a whole 6-pack of this watching football or baseball or hockey or whatever. Maybe have this with snacks or something. Not really, you know, hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, that being, you know, like I just built it all up and I have to take it back down, and like I said, 5 out of 10 because it's like it's so deliberately mild, and they weren't swinging for the fences on this one, unlike, you know, like all their imperial beers, which they do and they managed to hit home runs with. But you know, this is a bunt and it works. So thanks again to Ryan for trading this beer with me. I've finally got to try it. And give a shout out to Doug and Paul and all the guys at Southern Tier. And thanks you guys out there for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.